This is non-map. It is actually December 19th, 2022. I am in the process of putting together my war attacks for, well, attacks on CUSTODI del TEMPO. Got a lot of damage here to make. I got 6 shots to go after. And first I'm going to take a shot over at their highest rated defensive player. There are blue lineups, so it's an opportunity to go ahead and line up my green teams. Mother North, fine. Get the right frig, we'll be fine there too. And that gives me an opportunity to just go ahead and get that one rolling. And my top team on this, I'd like to hit my strongest team first, is blue. Miriam at Midnight, who even despite the recent nerfing is still a very good character to have on hand. Moral in my costume Findlay, who I recently picked up and got him fully up and running. And here we go. Take this one out for a spin, and the tank was slightly weakened by the team in front of me, so that was a good spot to start with. As long as I can keep them from powering up, I was able to do that. That gave me some greens behind that, and some greens behind that. It's just a lot of tile luck on that one. I mean, if you've heard me once, I've said it a lot. Okay, so get a decision point here. Which way do I want to hit after this? And that is, go ahead, there goes that activation. Now I got Findlay, who can hit anyone who's geared up, but I had to decide left or right, and I went with left on Dr. Moreau because it got those green tiles behind it, so I went ahead and hit that. And it wasn't enough to take them out, but then the green is there to back you up. And if I get some additional plays behind that, what do you know I do? This gives me some more tiles to play with, and then that sets off Frig, which is also fun to have. I mean, come on. So now there's 1 attack and 1 defense, and still rolling with Mother North. Mother North will give me minions to at least weaken as we go. Still plenty of tiles to make this happen. 1 shot gets a lineup for blue. Great. They get an attack boost, and they're so weakened it doesn't even matter. And I'm just kind of playing out the string here, playing with my food. And because the attack power up, and attack power up's a beautiful thing unless you've got Findlay attacking you, because it just takes your power up. So 73 points for me, off the second shot. You can see I'm going to be using a purple team as it comes in now. So this is what happens when I get to talk over, is now I can tell you what I already know. I didn't know this when I was first setting those up, putting the videos together. So rolling through my lineups. Again, I'd like to thank every opponent that is starting with blue tanks, because I've so worked up my green teams that they wind up taking on these rather irritating opponents. Set up Euro and Fluffy here solely because, well, it's a good sniper, and I see the minions on the tank. Of course, here you go. Exactly. I mean, dream me a better shot than that. That's 12 tiles on the first shot. Haven't even done a darn thing yet. And if you can take out a player, you take out a player, especially if it's a tank as strong as Krampus. And there he goes. We like that. Well, and there's the evasion. But there's still so many tiles around. It's like, okay, dodge this. More purple. Just a lot of tile luck at this point in time. I mean, these weren't overwhelming power shots against a super weakened team, so just really lucked out there. Lubu is still a god among men. There's still plenty of green. And the purple's gone away. Great, got plenty of green to work from. Dead some tiles. Ghosting. Nice to have a bit of healing to pet on this. Turn some board over, ghost a few more tiles, and meanwhile Lubu's drawing this down just a little bit more each time. That's great to see. And there we go. 74 more points in the bank. Time to line up a third shot. The question is, can the luck hold out? I mean, you know what I'm firing with. I think this one, I was looking at possibly using Luke, but then I saw solo, and the reason for that was I'm looking at Heimdall. You see Heimdall out there, and you immediately go, I don't want to face a resurrection without having a resurrection character. You have to fight fire with fire. So off they go, and then my overheal team. This is really a team that works better over the long haul, because it's, with the exception of June, of the fighter mode, there's not a lot of impact snipers who are going to just be able to take a player out. You got to grind them down with that particular lineup. But if you're using Resurrection, that's your better off game. Unless you get a card tile set like this, where, there again, how much green can you stand? Plenty. Costumed Kate, she goes ahead and takes that. Oh, great, now the yellows are in. Decision time after this. Oh, no decisions. Heal. So we're going to go ahead and heal. Actually, your next decision is going to be, the tank's going out here, who do you use June on? Is there some weakened characters, or do you try to take something out? I know it wants me to make the purple, but I still have a special that I need to use. So, which way do you go? Can I kill it? Can I kill Heimdall? Nope. I'll tail safely take getting another character off the end. And just kind of extend the game, get some more tiles to turn over. Just made the board a little bit stronger. Actually made it a lot stronger. Got some mana. And keep staring down Heimdall. And now I have June. Target it. And now this game is effectively in hand. If it's that much in hand, you should probably just go ahead and start using your specials, I suppose. Attack boost or no attack boost, doesn't really matter. I'll get my dodge on. See, it doesn't make a huge difference on that front, but it's okay. I got plenty more to play with. Decided to wait on... That's what we waited. It was Wolfgang getting his delayed overheal. And that changes the game. Get some green. Actually, I might as well just power up June while we go after it and try to end the game from there if you can't end it with tiles. So feeling pretty good at this point in time. We got 3 kills over the course of the game. 3 kills, 3 shots. Piling up some points. Shot 4 time. So now, I was thinking of using Luke before, now I'm definitely going after Luke. And now the team defense, or my team offense is going to be a little bit closer to even on this one, but the specials are still monstrous. This is one of the spots where I like to bring in Bold Tusk. He's maxed out and his limit broken. I still think he's better than some of the healers that I have in red right now. At least I have a confidence level with him. The attack boost makes Octros and Ruby even more devastating. And plus his attack boost versus Frigg on the green side, booming attack down, just makes everything, it really creates a separation. So here we go on this. Looking at this in retrospect, the purple play was probably the smarter move, but then again, there's all those tiles that tell me I was wrong about thinking about that. But take out the tank. Yep, off goes the tank. And still plenty more to play with. Usually I'll play back to front. Usually he plays back to front. Nah. Still kept the move all the same. That way I was able to bring red up. Not a lot of red tiles there. So it would make sense to normally, well, 4 is okay to let Octros go off, especially because Octros has that offensive tamper. So we let him go because that'll means that the hit 3 that they're going to attack me with right now is going to not sting quite as much. Let me take that. Here's the shot. This is still devastating hits, but not as problematic. Put a little heal on it. Take my defense down. Takes out the corner. Now everything's concentrated over on one side. Things are looking very overwhelmingly good. And there we go. 4 for 4. Okay, 2 more that I should be able to work on if all goes well. Shot 5, getting to the end of the bench, and it's time for the Springvale characters to make their appearance. The one family bonus that I rely on in this game is it gives me those. And if you haven't seen this before, I'll explain it again. I like to use 2 healers on this one. Emilio and Grazul, because both of them are block negative status effects. Those included the self-inflicted ones that the Springvale characters are keen to do. That's the limiting power on them, is that they have negative status effects when you use them on yourself. So getting either Emilio or Grazul to go is great, but the important thing is that you kind of have to get them to go off in order for that to happen. You need those reds to go off before you set off the specials or the Springvales. And their Springvales max at a 3. You have 3 characters to get the maximum family bonus, so that works out. Speaking of working out, we got both of our reds here. So I would let one of those fire off and see if we can make enough to get the costumed version of Kill Hair off. And this should make quite a difference. Yeah, everyone's weakened. Didn't kill anybody, but look at it's all pretty much right there. Put a weakened onto one of my tanks, and already one corner's down. Put one more heal across, just to try to keep Emilio going. And that should make a big difference. The nice thing, if you're going to lose one character here, on the edge is great, because then Sir Roosty comes over, polishes off his shot, his chains, and takes out almost the entirety of the game. Put some blues out there and call it a day. That looks so much easier that way, but they're a very risky lineup overall. Okay, shot 6, time for the end of the bench. It's a pretty significant drop in power on my side, but I'm also reasonably well targeted against this 4700 team. I'll have to find those yellows. End of the bench here means Lady of the Lake and Evelyn, who don't really have a natural fit together, other than Evelyn hits people really well. Lady of the Lake is, she's a strangler. And off we go. Still got plenty to play with on the board. I mean, something's better than nothing. I think we've all had times where you can look at the board and you just go, I picked the wrong color. Now, this is difficult, but at least you can go, all right, I can at least try to turn some things over and hope something comes around. It didn't here. I mean, you've got one play right in the back. That didn't change much here, but again, maybe you can turn over some board. Turn board over. I got at least one more additional play out of that. And now I'm starting to see the yellows pop up. That's why some of those players out there, it's like, well, you got to nip away at it and play on the edges and just take an easy shot. No, sometimes you just really have to rip the Band-Aid off and try to make the board. To make an impact in the game, you have to sometimes make an impactful decision. Rather than just sit there and let the other team beat you senseless over a longer period of time. Sometimes you gotta rip the Band-Aid off, go after the board, take whatever comes back and bites you in the backside, and just kind of roll with it. Hope that you get the tiles that you need to start lining up, because otherwise you're just you're trying to draw to an inside straight. You're trying to be too perfect. And you can see with how that's bearing out here. And I made the one play earlier where I could have taken the safe 3 yellow shots, but it was in the back of the board. It wasn't going to change radically the front of the board. So I took something that was in the top 2 rows, made a change, and now it's shuffling, it's improving. And now here we are. We're not in a great position, but it's a heck of a lot better than we were before. My specials are acting up. Like, okay, can you take that? Yeah, I can take that. Okay, your special's on again. Great. And here's a green on blue. Bypass because she's a ranger. And finally take out the tank. Did some tiles. It's still rolling. You're just trying to finish strong. If I get 6 kills out of this, it's a great day at the office. And right now I've got an advantage. It's not it's a good advantage, but it's not decided yet. Okay, we like this. Sit there hammering. Wait, come on. Give me my Odin. It's really close. And there goes Evelyn again. She's not making a big dent. Now Lady of the Lake. Got a little bit of yellow. Okay, that's going to make a change on this now. 5 on 4. Who do you go for? Oh, because I've got that green play at the bottom of the board. I know I'm going to take out the 1. And I was hoping to get 2. I didn't. But still, now it's 5 on 3. For now. Okay, now back at it again. Take another big bite of the apple. And now this whole board is just lined up. Okay. I've won from this point on. You can see it. 5 on 3. Now it's off on that. And just waiting for the academic conclusion. It's 6 kills. Waiting on it, and oh, you revived. Of course you did. So now I can stay away from you. Let that go. Oh, take some tiles while we're at it. Take a few more tiles. Your attack boost is irrelevant because I 5 on. What's now? 3.5. Still reviving. Well, all right. Got my 5-minute warning. Okay. And again, I still have some well set up tiles. Waiting for, come on, just, you know what you're going to do. And that should do it. Hit the crystal. Oh, weak. Oh, because it's on red. Fine, we'll just keep doing this until you finally go away. Okay, well, that was good news for me. Even better news for our alliance, because that was a lot of points, and in the end, I can say that now that I'm recording this after the fact, is we wind up pulling this off by about 47 points. There was a lot of shots left on at this time, but if you take a look at the description here, you got the full score of what the breakdown was. But that is that's where we are for the day. Thanks for tuning in. Y'all have a good one.